Hey everyone, I'm Ross Chastain, and welcome to episode 14 of Ag to Asphalt, presented by LEVRACK and powered by Ag America Media. Full-length episodes can be found on the Like a Farmer YouTube page or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Today, we're going to recap my doubleheaders in Iowa as well as Watkins Glen. I'll take you on a trip up to David Horsey Jr.'s turf farm in Delaware and teach you all things turf. We'll answer some of your Ask Ross Anything questions, and we'll wrap it up with a preview of Richmond Raceway this coming weekend. But first, let's jump into the Smashdown presented by LEVRACK. We're back here in the studio at the farm with Will filling in for Ben behind the mic. Hi, Will.
Hey, how are we doing?
Good. Do you like how that intro just brought you in?
It was good. It was good. I appreciate it.
It's good to have you here. You know, Ben, part-time.
Yeah.
You know, tough to find full-time work these days.
It really is. Job market's tough.
Yeah. So, We'll have Ben back, but thanks for filling in, making the drive out here to the farm.
Yeah, not a problem. Thanks for having me.
Looking back at the Xfinity race, I ran the 9 car for Junior Motorsports. It was a big one for us trying to win a race. That was high on the list. We thought we could do, and I qualified 11th. That was better than I thought in the moment because we went out so early in qualifying that after braking at Dover, that set us up for a bad metric score, which meant I had to qualify early, which means you're on all the hot rubber from practice. And then as cars qualify at the beginning of the session, they actually pick the rubber up. So Darlington was the worst this year. I was the second car out. Going out early in Xfinity or Cup is not good. But we drove from 11th up to the lead, controlled the race, ended up having to restart late behind the 7 and the 20. And they had 2 tires on, and a combination of that and we had freed the car up. I asked Corey Shea to free the car up, and I have lost sleep about it since. I was the middle car of a JRM crash. So the 88 hit me in the 9, who hit the 7 and spun him out. So that was a bummer. Then on to the Cup race. We started 28th and just did not get it done in qualifying there. Hit the ground really hard and just messed up both my laps. And we're making our way forward, and then we got burned by that early caution. So that was we were actually had to take the wave around early in that race, which was wild to do in this day and time, to pit and then have a caution burn us. So that was a bummer.
Yeah, recovered pretty well though.
It did. We drove back up to 11th. Had a shot at like 7th place probably if we were a little bit better. There were some cars coming back to us. We really just needed more time. You always went like 10th. Like 10th is just better than 11th. But
yeah, top 10.
I couldn't get there. And I almost crashed with like 8 to go, 9 to go off turn 4. And I had just done that at Dover 2 weeks earlier. Crashed with 14 to go, overcorrected off the corner, hit the wall. I was like, you know what? Just get it home. 11th is fine. We're not crashing. We're not doing that again. Good to be back out there. Big farm country out in Iowa. Really.
Whole lot of corn.
Whole lot of corn. And we were in the farmer car. So not the corn car this year, but just a generic all farmer car. So that was cool. Went to Watkins Glen, back in the truck. I have to tell myself, and I have to tell on myself publicly here, we did the sim. So Chevy has the simulators that we run. And I went and did the truck sim. And Wally Rogers, crew chief on the 44, put the model in, and I start running, and it's handling pretty good, but I have never driven a truck around Watkins Glen. So he made some changes, and suddenly I could go wide open in turn 2 after a couple of runs. And I said, Wally, who can go wide open in turn 2 at Watkins Glen? That's not real. He said, I don't know, man. We haven't raced here since 2020. We're trying to make the truck better, so just keep on the path. So we did, and we get to the track, and sure enough, we were wide open. I'd leave turn 1 and be wide open all the way to the bus stop. It was wild. I had never felt anything like it. Trucks have pretty good power. They're not like down on power, within 100 pounds, I think, of like Cup cars, but the windshields are so tall. The spoiler is so big. The side, like the sides are so long that they just have so much drag. Like you just can't push the brick through the air fast enough. So sorry for doubting Chevy and Pratt Miller and GM for, I was questioning the sim tools, but they were right. And I just felt like I needed to call myself out on that because I just did it to our group, but I was like, guys, I can't be wide open. No way. And it was. In the Cup car, we started fourth, within a tenth of SVG. So qualifying wise, look, I'm his teammate. I get to see everything. So I study and train and run the DIL based off what he's done. And we had some issues this year with prepping on the DIL, speaking honestly. It wasn't as clear cut as it could have been, but I still logged the time and put in the laps, and really reverted back to a year ago from what I had learned last year when we got the pole, and that a lot of that transferred over to this year. So that was nice. I made one mistake in the bus stop, and that cost me the pole. So last year I could have made the same mistake and lost the pole, and I didn't make the mistake last year, and this year I did. So missed it by we're talking a few feet of, it all starts with the throttle lift on the back stretch, the fastest part of the track. So to be within a tenth was good. To see Shane go out, and the strategy he was on was the same one we were on. So that caution in the middle of stage 2 did not help us. That gave a group of cars, about 10 cars or so, a little more, the chance to get off sequence with us. So they got to restart in front of us later in the race on older tires. And Shane did a great job and got through them. And Briscoe, me, a couple of us did not get through as well, the 8. And that just caused chaos for us as we're trying to come through there. And just didn't get back up through there. And 10th was all we had. Had some great battles, some that made me smile and some that made me really angry inside the car. But that's racing. And to be trying to get into the top 10 in the Cup Series on a road course regularly is getting more, I'm getting more comfortable being up there. But turning right has been a work in progress. You'll have to remember, I did not grow up doing this. Shane's, not only is he older than me, he's been road racing, turning right for so long in his life. Connor Zilisch, another kid that went across the pond at a young age to road race and train with. So y'all want to talk about being uncomfortable. Try being the track house driver that's not a road course guy. It's tough right now, but we're gaining on it. And the schooling does not stop. I still do a lot outside of the Cup car trying to be better year round. So excited to keep doing that. I love driving, so it doesn't really feel like work. Can't get out of there without talking about Zilisch and his fall. I mean, that was terrible. I don't know if you saw it live. I saw it about an hour after. I was at a Moose Lodge appearance, walked out, and Rick Wainwright and I had some texts, and then we saw the video, and we're trying to figure out what hospital and where he was already on the way to the hospital by then, or was already there. So they had it well under control. I didn't go over there. They had plenty of people there for him from the team, but gosh, that was scary.
Yeah, it was really scary. I mean, you just watch it on TV, you expect him to get out of the car and celebrate, and then what happened, and you just, like, your stomach just drops. You just think, hope for the best, think he's okay. But once the news came out that he was all good, he started to joke around a little bit about it, so that was good for him to do. But yeah, I think just him being okay just made everybody feel a lot better about it.
Yeah, and I feel like I was 19 once, you were too. Stuff does heal better. Like I had nothing like that, but at 32 now, stuff hurts longer and doesn't heal as quick. But however long the process is for him to get back going, he's got a good team around him. He's got a lot of people giving him a lot of good advice, and going to have the best doctors available. So hoping for a speedy recovery. And he walked up to the car Sunday. I couldn't believe he was at the track. Like I even looked at him like, why are you here? He's like, oh, good luck, man. Gosh, I would have been on the first plane home in the surgeon's living room, knocking on the front door of whoever surgeon we were going to. Like, I'm ready. Please do the surgery. I want this clock started, right? Like, that's me. I want to get it done. So he hung around, watched the race, and was supposed to be in it. So it was a bummer he wasn't out there. Yeah, that's that. It's over. It's over. It's at 10th. Barely held off Allmendinger. Eric Jones was about to pass me right at the end. There was a whole pack of cars that caught me on the last lap, but they ran out of time. So that wraps it up for our recaps. That was a lot of races to get through. Before I answer some of your Ask Ross Anything questions and we look ahead to Richmond, I spent some time with David Horsey Jr. of Horsey Turf Farms, where I got to learn everything about Delaware turf. Some of the best residential grass in the state of Delaware. Let's go see that now. All right, guys, we are boots on the ground in Laurel, Delaware today at Horsey Turf Farms, David Horsey Jr. Thank you for having us out today.
Nice to have you.
Yeah, man. So turf farms, but we're standing in front of a bean field. Talk to me about what y'all do and how you do all this.
We got into turf back in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, and we've been slowly expanding ever since. Right now we grow about 1,000 acres of turf a year, and we just kind of keep it rotational with beans and corn, just to help the soil and just keep crops rotational. You do the same thing when you're doing corn on corn. You don't want to run corn on corn a lot, so you try and rotate it. We do the same thing with sod production. Try and run cover crops when we can, and the sod is just kind of like our niche, like everybody has, so that's kind of our niche we got into, and it's worked out really well for us. Got a lot of specialty equipment to be able to harvest and plant and maintain the turf.
So where's that turf going? Where would someone see your turf?
Mainly what we grow is a residential commercial blend, 90-10 blend of fescue and bluegrass mix. And it goes to any homes, residential at all. It also goes to commercial complexes. But we ship it from here we shipped it to Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, down into the Carolinas a lot. That's about as far south as our grass is good for. And then they get into the warmer season grasses. So our grass doesn't do very well down in the warmer season climates.
Do you irrigate across the turf?
Yeah, all our turf is irrigated because of the sandy soils. We wouldn't be able to grow it without irrigation. In this kind of stuff, it's similar to a home where you're irrigating, if not every day, it's every other day. Couple tenths just to keep it cool, keep the ground wet. So it's not like it's a ton, but it is a lot because it's a duration period, throughout the summer, whereas corn and soybeans are kind of a little less. You only got a real stringent growing period there when it's the hottest to use it.
When are you putting water on that turf? I feel like every homeowner has a different time that they feel like is best. When do you put?
Well, for me, it's when it's convenient, because 1,000 acres is hard to irrigate all at the same time. So we do it when it works for us. The best time is at nighttime, especially early morning, because that's when you have the most dew anyway. Grass is already wet. Basically, when it's hot like this, you don't want to spread the disease and keep the grass wetter longer. So whenever it's wet in the morning, it's already got the dew on it. That's when you want to irrigate. That's the best time to irrigate. It's already wet.
You want it to dry out.
Then you want it to dry out during the day and let the grass material itself just dry out and be good.
Yeah. What's your largest field? I see as I drive across the state here, it's not any large, massive tracts of land. A lot of houses, a lot of streets and roads that are crossing each other. What's a large field for this area?
Probably 100, 150 acres. We have some tracts that are like right across the road from each other that equal to 300 or 400 acres. But 150 acres is about as big as we got between woods and the roadways and everything else. But even then, we're on completely flat ground, as you can see. So if you don't have a ditch in the middle of the field, you're not draining water. So years ago, there was ditches dug everywhere. And it gets more prevalent the closer you get to the beach. The flatter it gets and the lower the elevation, they got ditches every 60 yards, pretty much every spray width with their booms.
So you're a junior. Talk to me about your family. Who was before you? How'd y'all get going in ag back when you did?
My great grandfather was a farmer, not a great big farmer as everyone was back then. Moved the family across town from Laurel to here, to this side, and we've been on this side of town, side of Laurel, our whole lives. My grandfather, who's passed away now, and his brother, who also has passed away, they owned all this farmland together right here at the home farm after my great-grandfather passed. And my grandfather stayed into farming. My great-uncle had gotten out, let him take over the farming. And then my grandfather had 4 boys that were all into the farming operation. And then we branched off and got into site work, construction. And we still do that today under a company, SVG Horsey & Sons. So we still do site work and construction for all the developments. So as much as we're into farming, we're also into that as well. So we do a lot of stuff, but still into land preservation and farming at the end of the day too.
why do you stay in ag then if you've got the construction side to go do? What keeps you in ag?
Well, heritage, the love for the land. I mean, as much as we're into that business and it's done well for us as a family, it's still just a business, a part of us. But the roots is grounded in agriculture, and as much as we kind of promote all the developments, we're not the developers. So as much as we kind of promote that, we also are promoting the ag, and we know the necessity for ag as a country, as a people. So we know that is very important as we go into the future and population gets bigger, and we got to be able to supply. And if the acres keep going in houses, it's not going to be able to. So we know that there's got to be a nice equal balance there, So
I agree. That's what Ag to Asphalt. That's why we started it. So
that's right.
That's the reason we're here talking to you today. Which again, thank you for making some time.
Yeah, you guys actually come pick me up out of the soybean planter just to be here and talk to you.
Just to give you a break. Well, to thank you for the work that you do. Georgia Boot wants to say thank you. So I think you're 10 and a half. So
yep.
We got you a pair of shorties here to
perfect
to say thank you for the work you do. I can tell you've
thank you very much.
Well worked in the ones you got on your feet. So we got a fresh pair for you. So
thank you very much.
Yeah. All right.
Well, it was nice meeting you. Nice talking to you.
Thanks for giving us some time.
Yeah. Thank you.
A big thanks to David Horsey Jr., Horsey Turf Farms, and Georgia Boot. Now, let's answer some of your Ask Ross Anything questions. All right, be sure to keep submitting your questions in the comments section of our full-length episodes on YouTube, and we'll pick a couple. So this week, Evan Sego 7647 asks, if you were president of NASCAR for one day, what is one rule that you would change? Oh, I would never be that. I would never be the president of NASCAR, and I mean that. I hear and talk to racers that retire from driving and then go into some administration role in a series. I just talked to Andy Lally this weekend. He's running Trans Am. And I don't know what all the specifics are of his position, but he looked more stressed than coming to a restart in an Xfinity race. I saw him at Road America. Like, gosh, I've raced with him on track in the Xfinity series, and those are stressful times. He looked more stressed than that. So no, thank you. Andy, the rest of y'all that go do that stuff, hats off to you. Competitors, I don't think they're fun to deal with when they're competitive. Like we're in a competition, so we're never wrong. I don't want to be that.
Would you change a rule though? What rule, if you could change any rule, what would you change?
I would make a rule that I can't be president. I don't have one that I would change. No, all the rules are there for a reason. They've decades, over 75 years of this sport. They didn't just like pull rules out of thin air. They were for a reason. They had some logic behind them. I might not agree with it as a competitor, but no, I'm good. Mark Span 2674 asks, my 4-year-old Tommy would like to know, what's your all-time favorite race car color scheme? And does your family send watermelons to Pennsylvania? So, Tommy, my all-time favorite race car color scheme, I like blues. So blue's my favorite color, always has been. So any of the blue cars, pick one. Yeah, I'm sure the obvious answer is like watermelon stuff, but no, it's blue. If I have a blue race car, I like it. And we do send watermelons to Pennsylvania. So look for the Melon One label. Our family farm harvests middle of April through the end of May. So from my dad's farm, which remember guys, I'm not at the farm all the time. I'm in North Carolina. I'm trying to drive race cars really fast on the weekends, but we work with a great group of family of farms, and look for that Melon One label. Casey Ragsdale 1873 asks if I'm going to be back in Clemson for another game. Oh yeah, I'll be at University of South Carolina Clemson game this year. I've already been to the university. I got to make the 2 right turns, come out of the locker room, drive a really cool old race car that was in the very first race at Darlington, around 2 right turns up and then come down the hill. May or may not have rolled a watermelon down the hill. So had a really fun day. That game this year is back in Columbia, I believe. So Won't be there for that game, but I'll be back for a game sometime. That'll do it. That's 3 of them. That's all I'm doing this week. Thank y'all for your questions. Make sure to keep submitting them to the comment section on our full-length episodes on YouTube. Next up is Richmond, buddy. Have you been there before?
I have not.
Richmond's only 4 hours from here. I used to drive up there and just watch races, even when I was already in the sport, but the truck series didn't race there back then. And this time of year, I've got family in Delaware harvesting watermelons. So they would drive down off the peninsula, like come under the tunnel and pop out in Richmond. I would drive up from Charlotte and we'd go sit in the Turn 1 grandstands and drink beer and eat hot dogs and hamburgers and just watch cup races. I remember Brad won one year that we went, comes to mind. I remember where I parked. I can't tell you where I parked as a competitor, except I just know behind the track somewhere. I know the exact spot. And I remember paying way too much to park. And then I walked like closer to the track and the price was half price of what I paid. I just stopped at like the wrong spot, which is always it was a private person. I just paid to park in their yard and paid $40. I walked closer and it was $20. So I had no idea.
Could be in Charlotte paying $100 to park. Went to a Panthers game and $100 now to park in Charlotte.
Whoa.
Yeah. So not too shabby, but
yeah. Well, we're NASCAR. Okay. We're not the NFL. Let's keep ourselves in our bubble. But 2 more races before the playoffs start. So thank goodness we won the Coca-Cola 600, which by the way, I am drinking a Coke. I'm just going to pull it up now. I had it off camera. I don't know why, but one of these glass bottle Cokes, man, they taste so good. Like,
they really do. I swear they put something different in them.
It's real sugar. As far as I know. Let's see. 39 grams of total sugars.
I think that's the same as a normal, like a
carbonated water, cane sugar. Maybe it's the type of sugar. I don't know. I agree with you. They hit different. And they're different for me because what they mean. Like, I would have never bought glass Coke bottles, but I've got a supply at home and here at the barn where I drink them on like really good days I'm having, which today was a pretty good day, just normal, good Tuesday. And then I've also drank them on like really bad days, get home from a race, crashed. I remember I walked in after Indy, crushed one. Like, just remembering why I have them. And I only have them because we won, and now I'll always have them. And there's no other kinds of Coke allowed anywhere around me. I only want tall, 355 milliliter. How many ounces is that? Is that 12 or 8? Well, pretty tall.
I'll leave a comment how many that is.
Yeah, somebody tell me how many fluid ounces 355 milliliters is. I have one off the rails, probably because I drank this Coke. But yeah, 2 more races for a couple of guys and teams to try to get into the playoffs. Got a heck of an RFK battle going on. Got the 99 car we want to get in. So all hands on deck trying to do that. For us, man, we've had a couple of good races there lately. We used to be really good in like the Richmond 150. Like, I would lead the first stage. I've won the first stage at Richmond. And then in the same race, I finished 22nd, I think. Fell way off. Like, the more rubber went down, we would never keep up with the track. Struggled. And now we've kind of gotten it the other way where we've started further back, but we've worked our way forward with the rubber and been better at the end of the race. Not quite tied it all together yet. So I think there's going to be chances for a lot of part throttle this weekend on the straightaways. My first cup race there in 2018, I went the whole race and I never put the gas all the way to the floor. I was driving for Premium Motorsports, an old 15 car. Jay Robinson was the owner, and him and Pat Tryson gave me a task to not floor it all the way, and I went the whole race and I never touched the floor with the gas. I didn't practice in qualifying, but not the race. So that was tough, and I don't think we'll be able to do that, but I was also like the slowest car. So, but at the ends of the runs, I was fast.
You saved tires.
Yeah, I was. So I want to improve on the long run for us. That's big. And hopefully a little more uneventful race than the last fall race there. So, it's we've got all the makings of making a really good weekend. Like all the pieces are there. We can, if we go execute, we need to qualify better. Y'all have heard us talk about it. It's gotten a little bit old to even hear myself say it, but like, I want to qualify in the top 10 and give ourselves a chance for good pit stall selection and that's where all the focus is, and baked in with a lot of work to be good the second 200 laps of the race. So we'll see. That's why they call it racing. And we'll get to watch the truck race Friday night, our race Saturday night, with a rare Sunday off for the Cup Series. So looking forward to that. And I plan on coming back out here to the farm and not having any cameras around. So rare day off to be out here, and hopefully it doesn't rain. It's been raining a lot in North Carolina.
It has. Past like weeks been like every day.
Yeah, there's a lot of tall grass around.
Yes. And wet grass.
A lot of wet, tall grass. So
and then
a lot of people waiting to mow. My pit crew is going to be on a digital billboard. I think a couple of them across town. So I'm driving the jockey car. It's not me on the side of it. So by the time you get to the weekend and y'all see this, hear about it, there's a picture of a guy. We've ran it a couple times, Daniel and I have, but it's not either one of us. I don't know who the guy is. There's a male model sitting in a seat driving my car on the outside, but it ain't me. But my pit crew is in their underwear, and they're going to be on a digital billboard in Richmond. And then my fire suit has a little Easter egg for y'all that you'll easily spot once I put it on for the weekend. So it's going to be a good weekend, I think. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Ag to Asphalt, presented by LEVRACK and powered by Ag America Media. Be sure to tune into the Cup race this Saturday, rare Saturday, on USA Network for some Saturday night short track action at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're coming to the track this weekend, I'll be doing a tailgate with the Virginia DMV on Friday in Lot D from 2 to 3 p.m. And Saturday, I'll be stopping by their booth in the fan zone from 3:45 to 4:15. If you notice, like Friday, we have like a whole hour, and then Saturday, everything gets crammed. Saturday, Cup race days are wild. Trying to see everybody. Remember to subscribe to Like a Farmer on YouTube, where new episodes drop every other Thursday. Leave a rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.